Hi, Heather. I hope you're having a great day. I got a notification that you had watched my process video, which I was very happy to see because I was gonna send you a message and let you know about that video. So, anyway, um, sorry, when I am connected like I am right now, with Anne, Edie, and June. I'm connected with all three of them. Um, and when I do connect with somebody, I don't know why, but my I feel the need to clear my throat, and I'll have to try to get something to drink as we're going along. It's just one of those little side effects of of this. Okay, so I have connected to all three of them at once. And I did have a conversation with them and let them know, okay, there's three of you. So you're going to have to give me your information, your messages, what you want to talk about. And don't bombard me all at once because then I won't get your message. So um, it was kind of a funny conversation because meanwhile they're all I wish you could see the picture that they're giving me. It's like, oh, they're just the sweetest ladies. And by the way, they all are together, which the common denominator in that is you. So, but as I'm started um, the reading and pulling the cards, uh, I can just hear them, all of them laughing and joking together. Um, do you ever get together with girlfriends or whatever, and maybe you have a little glass of wine or something, and you're all just laughing so hard and having a good time? This is what I'm hearing in my head, and um, it's just making me smile because they are just the sweetest ladies. Um, they did some really neat kind of things. Like, and this is why I asked for their age. Not because, oh, people think I'm getting too much information. No. One, I like their name because I like calling them by their name. That's just out of respect for them. And then I like their age because it really helps me to know the era in which they grew up. The vernaculars are different. The time, like young people getting married, and the roles of men and women at that time. So it really helps me a lot, right? I can tell you that June is almost like I called her the ringleader of all the ladies. Um, she did a lot of the talking, and now your grand Edie, I hope I'm saying that right. Um, she is still that like your grand, and she's talking to me and telling me um, certain things as if she's still in that nurturing, almost mother role, if that makes sense. Um, Now, Anne is still coming across like the teacher. Um, and it's when you get all three of them um, going at one time, it does make it a lot easier for me because they're so different in the way they talk, the things they're talking about, their tones. Like your gran is literally is still trying to almost nurture you. I hope that makes sense. But that's the feeling I'm getting. Now, like I said, June is like the ringleader of these three, right? And she showed me a picture. They talk to me. I can hear all their conversations. And this is all, it's going to sound weird, but it's going on in my head. And they show me pictures and or almost like movies, like short clips, right? They showed me a clip, right? And June talked. And she said, "Girl, if you could only see us now." And I was like, "What? What do you mean?" They showed me a picture and I loved it. Anne and Edie, they were a lot older than June when they all passed away. But Anne and Edie, both in this, like a little bit of a movie clip type of thing, because I can see them moving. And I know this sounds really weird, but just go with it with me. All three of them are walking down the sidewalk, like coming toward me, like facing me. And they're like arm in arm, like their arms are crooked together. Now, Anne and Edie both have on clothes from like the 50s. Okay, June has obviously much later than that, but they've all got their sunglasses on and they're no longer the age of when they passed away. They are in their prime. And just like I said, just like a movie clip of all three of them arm in arm with their little sunglasses on, their little purses on their arms. It was the sweetest picture. And like, and when she said girl, she's talking about you. I don't know if she talked like that when she was here with you, but that is what she said. So I'm going with that. And I just say things like they're saying to me, to you. They are just the sweetest ladies. Really, really sweet. Okay, so there are pictures, or not pictures, sorry. There are cards that are off screen over here because the way I had to set this up was, and as I'm picking the cards, I know which cards go with which woman. Okay? It's not the easiest thing to do, and a lot of people that are mediums, they tend to only connect with one person at a time. But if I have the ability to do it and I can, what do you call it? I can discern very quickly which cards are for which lady. And I have them like in the row here, so it's easier for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move these all over just a little bit. And I know you're not going to be able to see everything, but I'll bring them back in. Not to worry. Okay? I wish there was a way I could have them all together here. Trying to see. Just bear with me for one moment here. Maybe if I just scoot everything this way. Because I kind of like them all to be here together. Sorry, I should have figured this out before I started recording this reading. And by the way, I like to stay connected with them. Whoever I am reading for them, because a lot of times they can give me additional information. And believe you me, they will correct me if I'm not saying something the way they want me to say it to you, which I don't mind. I get that. This is very important to them, just like it is for you. All right, so I'm just going to go down. This is Anne. This is Edie. That's your gran. Obviously, that was a silly thing to say, wasn't it? Like you don't know who your gran is. And then the last one over here is June. All right. So, very distinct personalities. But I can tell you, they are having such a good time. They really are. Sometimes I will stop because I have to do something or quiet my little cats down or something, and they just wait patiently for me. Some people don't. They're like, "Excuse me." I'm like, "Okay, I'm back. I'm back." Okay, so we're gonna start. We're gonna start with Anne over here. And like I said, you know it much better than me. I'm just meeting them for the first time. But I bet you know what I mean with 3 different distinct personalities, right? Now, Anne, her first 2 cards are the Ship. And I love when this comes out because the way I talk about it, like somebody passes away and they lived their life on this earth with you, right? All three women. But now they've passed away. So what came very natural to me was I say, this is their second journey. This is their second going through. I know that sounds weird, but this is, the Ship is my journey card. And I thought, oh, that's so cool that that came out. Now, look at this one. I'm hoping my lighting sometimes can kind of mess with if you can see the cards or not. So I'm really hoping you can. Now, Anne was your nanny. And she thought of herself almost like a teacher. Like being there for you, taking care of you. So I just thought this is like, I can tell you, by the way, and I did forget to put this in that other video, that as an intuitive reader, it can do with, the message is, it could do with something in the picture, something in the word, something on keywords. It doesn't have to be the same. Like, say this card comes out, it doesn't have to be the same in every single reading. It will have a different meaning. I know that sounds weird, but so she still has that nurturing, want to take care of you personality, right? Because she did. She, that was your nanny. That's somebody that helped to raise you, so to speak. Was there with you a lot. So, of course, that would mean a lot to her. All right. Now, I'm going to get these back in order. This is the Moon card. This comes out a lot when it has to do with, it can be about happiness, joy. It can be about dreams, your subconscious. A lot of times this will come out when they want you to know that they can come to you in your dreams. Okay? And I'm not talking about like I deal with negative spirits some, but this is positive spirits. They've lived in the light. So that's just verifying to you that yes, she's happy. I mean, she wishes she could still be on Earth with everybody, but she recognizes that everybody has a time. We have a time to live and a time to pass away. And she liked her life, right? Now, this is the Queen of Swords. This is a very strong card. And this is how she sees you. She sees you as a strong person, independent, very direct. You don't beat around the bush, that type of thing. And she really likes that about you. Like, you know your own mind, so to speak. This is like the message that she's portraying to me about you. So the Queen of Swords is a very strong person. Strong in character. Okay? There is a lot of meanings about this, but I know what she's meaning by this. All right. And this one, see, you got a lot of really strong cards from her. This is the Chariot card. This is about like taking action. Going back to, you know your own mind, courage. You know, like you're not afraid to take chances and love. And one of the things that I thought was so sweet, this also has to do with departures, the Chariot. It has to do with her leaving this world. And I know that may sound a little sad or morbid, but she liked her life. And she'll never forget being your nanny. That will stay with her forever. And she loved doing it. Now, this is one of her first oracle cards. This is the flexible card. It's a very basic card, but it has a lot of meaning behind it. And what it's talking about is, like it says on there, bend but not break, shift with grace. She's really proud of you and the way you have lived your life. She said, I couldn't ask for a better, sorry. Give me a second. If I ever pause, it's because, see, I'm still connected with them. And this is an old-fashioned word. This is why I paused. She said, I couldn't be more proud of a charge. Now, that is a very old-fashioned word. A charge is somebody that you're responsible for. It's not your child, but you're responsible for that child as if it was your own. A charge. That, wow, I have not thought about that word in a very long time. And that's what she just told me. You were more than just her charge. You meant a lot to her. Even at a very, like when you were much younger, Now, this is another oracle card. Just ignore the ants here, okay? this is about, like, it says group, but kind of ignore that, right? The word group. Once she was no longer your nanny, or she, like, whoever was in charge no longer needed her services for you. She actually loved you a lot. And when that time came, it was very bittersweet for her. Because, and the words she said to me was, she wasn't my daughter, but in a way she was. It was a very simple, like, very simple sentence, but there's a lot of weight behind that. So she said, yeah, your relationship changed when you no longer needed a nanny. I hope that makes sense, that she misses it. She was kind of sad to see it come to an end, so to speak. All right, now remember about up here, about how she felt about you, that you're a very strong person in her eyes. Now, Heather, you may not see yourself like this, but this is how Anne sees you. And I know that's kind of, you have to kind of look, almost hear it through her eyes looking at you. Sometimes we don't see ourselves or think about ourselves the way that others see us. So her being so proud of you in your life, it says a lot. I was drawn to my angel cards, one for each one of them. See how she sees you? She says she has a lot of courage. She has had a lot of loss in her life, and she's come out the other side. She sees you as a very brave, strong person. And I know this is going to be hard to go from person to person, but when you're connected with multiple people like this, I find it best, instead of going top cards, top, and it kind of becomes a little jumbled in the information, I want to make sure I'm giving you, like, Anne's entire message in full. Okay? So, this, remember, this is for Edie, for your gran. And I love her opening cards. That's what these are. They're simplistic cards, but they have a lot of meaning behind them. So you got the stars card. And this one does not surprise me that you got this card from her. Like, goodness. The stars are, the meaning of this card and what she has for you is that, you know, when you look up into the sky at night on a clear night and you see all those stars up there, and there's almost like a part of you that would just love to just go explore, see what is out there, so to speak, right? See, they have a lot of things in common on how they see you. Like, her message about this is, like, she wanted the world for you. I hope that makes sense. That's how she's saying it. All right. Now, I got this one, and I'm like, what are we talking about here? Magic. Now, this does not have to do with something dark or anything like that. I know that a lot of things online will say, oh, no, this is a card of light. And that's almost like a dream catcher with a star. Okay? So it doesn't mean magic as in, like, oh, I just realized I need to be picking up every single one of these. I'm hoping you're able to see all those other ones. And at first, I'm like, okay, sometimes the cards that get drawn, I don't know right away. But as, like, I call it her story, her message comes out, then all of a sudden something will click. Believe it or not, I didn't get this one right away. That one didn't make sense to me at first. Then it just clicked. I went, oh my gosh, that's just, she was her nanny. I don't know. Sometimes I just shake my head at myself. All right, so let's move all this down and let's go through like this. Okay, I like to keep them in order because this is the order that I'm hearing their message, that it coordinates with the cards. I don't know how that works. It just does. And I just go with it. I have faith in the gifts that I have, and I don't even understand how all of it works. I just embrace it, right? Now, the Page of Cups in this regular tarot card, it has to do with somebody that's younger than her, which makes perfect sense. You're her granddaughter. So, of course, this would come up. And it's just basically saying, validating, yes, I'm here. I'm here for you. You're what's important right now. That's when this comes out like that, right? Now, she also sees some of the exact same qualities as Anne did. And part of you would say, well, wait a minute. Anne wasn't like immersed in my life until the day that she passed away. So how would she? They know. They have a whole nother level of knowledge than what we do. And they can also experience your life with you. That's hard for people to understand, but they do. They see you, they hear you. That's why I always tell people, pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to if all of a sudden you're standing there or just sitting there watching a show and all of a sudden you get goosebumps or all the little hairs. Pay attention to your body and things that kind of come out of the blue. Like when I'm connecting with each one of them, right at the beginning of this reading, my heart speeds up. So I asked Anne to come step forward, connect with me, and I felt it. Settle down. Then I asked Edie. I did this 3 times. All 3 times, my heart sped up and then leveled out. So if that happens, just keep this in mind. because they would love to be able to communicate with you one-on-one again. So they do what they can, and they're very limited. Being in like dreams. That's what this one is also about. It's about dreaming, right? So if they can, they do try to they find ways to communicate to the best of their ability, but they don't have hardly any ways to do that unless you stumble upon a medium such as myself, and then they're very, very happy because finally, they get to communicate with you. So that's just validating you as her granddaughter. Now, you're kind of wondering about this card, right? Remember this one? The magic? Remember I said I didn't really know right away what that meant? And I know to have patience. Look at the very next card that came out. The Magician. And I went, okay, now that makes sense. When they come out with something like in 2 separate cards or more, sometimes it's 3 cards, it's something that they want me to pay attention to. They want to make sure I do not miss this. So this will come out more than once. So we got the Magician and the Magic card. So as soon as that happened, I went, okay, Edie, what do you want me to tell her? I want to make sure I don't miss it. Now, this is when she started really talking about you as an adult. And it's similar to Anne. Remember I said they kind of think alike when they see you? This is about, the Magician is about having self-confidence. Like Anne said, you know your own mind. You're a strong person. You have a very strong willpower in your life. These are just things like Edie is saying, she's just so proud of you, the woman that you are. I love when this happens, when you get that double. Remember over here, Queen of Swords, I told you that was a really strong card. And that's how she saw you. Queen of Pentacles, another queen. Nurturing. Being a great parent. And that doesn't always mean your personal kids. She's talking about being a nurturer of almost everybody around you. Taking care of people that you love. Now, it could also mean if you have kids, right? But most of all, she's so proud that you are such a loving person. You're just nurturing of others. And I know sometimes it's hard to believe that people see us like this. These are really strong female, feminine cards. Okay. All right. Now, remember when I said at the beginning that your grand is still trying to be nurturing to you, teaching you still, and she'll always be like that. She can't turn that off. And even I don't know how old you were when she passed, and that doesn't even matter. I mean, it matters to you, but in this reading, this is how she feels. She still wants to nurture you and almost help you, if that makes sense. Now, she showed me a picture of herself with this card. Quiet contentment. Having peace and being okay in your life. She showed me a picture of herself. She had something to drink. I don't know if it was tea. I don't know what was in the cup. But she's just quietly looking out a window. And the picture she showed me was this quiet contentment. She wants you to find that same contentment. Not that you don't already have some of that, but she wants you to kind of focus on this. Just sitting back and just being. Just allow yourself to breathe. That's what she's talking about here. She's talking about having just that peace in your life. And she wants you to continue to have that. Now, you'll notice that, see, she's still in that, she's still in this, like, I'm your grand still mode. She said, sometimes, Heather, and this is exactly how she said this, sometimes, Heather, you kind of let yourself overthink things. And then it all starts churning. She said, these two came out together. She said, always revert back to this. Just breathe. Just be at peace within your own self. Okay? And just, once you do that, then you won't overthink too much. And at that point, I was like, okay, us women are really good at overthinking. I said, sometimes it's not that simple to just shut something off. But she wants you, that's what she wants you to do with this. I was like, okay, I'll let her know. I believe in whatever their message is for you right here, right now. Nothing is by chance. You didn't find me, request this reading with these beautiful women just because. I believe in divine timing. Everything happens for a reason when it happens. They know what you need to hear right now. Now this one may seem a little sad, but hold on just a second. Whoop. She just corrected me about something. See, they let me know if I am making a mistake in their meaning. There was a card here I put in the wrong place. Okay. We are going to move forward. In my head, I'm saying, okay, thanks, Edie. Thanks for correcting me. Thanks for correcting my mistake. Because it's, like I said in my intro video, we're just human beings. But I love when they correct me. Because I do not want to make a mistake. So, I put that card aside. Now I know exactly where that card was supposed to be. And it wasn't supposed to be right here. That's my mistake. That's bad on me. Okay. So, you're starting to see with her, in her message, she's still your gran, right? The way she sees you, what she wants for you. And there's a theme, right? Because this is what's important for her to tell you. So I give their message just the way they tell me. Her angel card, it's about slowing down. This is the slow down card. See, has to do with this. She keeps going back to this. Now, as women, sometimes we want to be everything for everybody. She showed me a picture of you, just, you kind of go. You're there for others. You're nurturing to others. You're helping, whether it's in person or on the phone or in a text or online. She said, you need to slow down. Learn to slow down a little. Remember she said, find that peace, take that breath. Slow down. Take care of yourself also. And now this part's from me. I think it's almost ingrained in women to just do that. They want to be everything for everybody around them. Whether it's kids and raising kids and grown kids, or it could be something as simple as a deep friendship you have with somebody, or even coworker. I mean, there is just, it could go on, right? Us women, sometimes we don't know how to take a breath. We don't know how to quiet our minds. And this is what she feels it's important for you to know. Take a breath. Sometimes just take a minute for yourself. Just sit back, relax, and quiet your mind. When she's telling me these things, she has love behind it. Like, I can just hear that emotion in her voice. I mean, I always say to people, oh, I wish you could just hear her right now. That would be like the ultimate for you. I know any of these women would be the ultimate if you could just hear them, right? Now, I can tell you, like I said, they still are experiencing your life. And if you talk to them out loud, whether, you're just starting your day, or you could say something as simple as, hey, Gran, I sure miss you. Know that she hears you. Know that she's listening. She talks back with you. She knows that you can't hear her talk. But it's so comforting to her to hear you if you ever talk to her. She just loves to hear your voice, whether, you know how we can almost have conversations in our head? She hears you. They have that ability. So just talk to them. They talk with you. They love hearing your voice. They're experiencing the ups and downs, the high times, the kind of low times in life. They're still experiencing that with you. They may not be on this earth with you, but they're still there with you. And I know that sounds weird, but it is the truth. It is. I have never done a reading for anybody like this. People that have lived in the light and they have their second journeys in the light, that is. They all say the same thing. And they show me pictures, and they tell me about loving hearing you talk. It's almost in every single one of my readings. So I know it's true. So just know that she's there with you. And this is what she has for you. Which I thought it was very, very special that she was so precise in knowing what she wanted to tell you. Because she like I said, she's there with you, so she knows you need to hear this. Okay? Now I am going to scoot these, because if I don't, you won't be able to see June's cards. Okay? I'm making a little bit of a mess, but that's okay. All right. I am going. I'm going to spread hers back out again. Okay. All right. She got a lot more cards than anybody else. Like I said, she almost sees herself as the ringleader of all three of them. I love hearing them, and I can still hear it. Of them just, it's not a cackle. That's a horrible word to use. But it's their laughter is just so genuine with each other. And that's a very cool thing. This is the first time I'm experiencing this. Now, almost from start to finish, I know you can't see my face, but almost every single one of these cards, I've got a smile on my face. I can't not have it, because I'm experiencing all three of them right now, and joking with each other and just having the best time. How could anybody not smile, right? All right, I'm going to, let's see here. Okay, I want to make sure I am getting these all in the correct order. I got to make sure after my mistake of putting a card here instead of right here. All right, let's see. Here. Hold on. Give me just a second, please. Having this card go from right here to right here, it's kind of thrown me off. I always like to get my cards in the order that the information came out. That's on purpose. Those cards come out just the way that they should. It's like telling a story, like starting to read a book, and you start at the beginning and it all kind of goes together, if that makes sense. All right, so let's see. This, and then this. Okay, I'm going to set those aside just so we can spread these back out a little bit here. Okay? Now, I'm actually going to move these just a little bit. Sorry about that. Because to make sure you can still see all these. All right. Her two opening cards. I'm doing my nails. Pardon how bad my nails look right now. Her two opening cards are the Sun, which I love this card. Most regular tarot and this type of Lenormand cards will have the Sun card. It is my card for happiness and joy. And it goes completely with how I'm hearing them and experiencing all three of them together. She just has, I don't know how she was when she was alive in your life, but right now she has a lot of joy and she's at peace and she has a lot of happiness going on. And this is my happiness card. This is joy and happiness, right? Now, just like the other two, remember this magic card? This came out, and I'm like, okay, don't know what that means. In June, I'm like, June, you're not telling me what this means. And I can't tell you how common that is. They wait so many times for their story, their message to build before they share what it means. I don't know. It's just the way that they do things. Okay. So, let's see. Okay. All right. Now, she said a lot. Like I said, I'm just kind of meeting her now, right? Now, these are the regular tarot, like I had said. And she was your mother-in-law. So it's very obvious that you were with her son, right? And I had to stop because I'm like, I had to keep stopping when her cards were coming out because I knew instantly these were her cards. She said, Wendy, you know, I was a mother-in-law. And sometimes we think that nobody's good enough for our kids, for my son. And so I was kind of a little skeptical when they first got together. And believe it or not, none of this is even what she's talking about. This is a card of, it's the Eight of Cups, and her meaning with this is trying one more time. She said, I don't know if Heather knew, but I was skeptical. And I had to kind of feel her out when he first started telling me about her. And I was a little leery. She goes, I wasn't always the most open-minded sometimes. I was like, okay. I kind of had to laugh, and I just said to her, well, you were a mother-in-law after all. And she laughed when I said that. I like a joke with her. But she says, I had to keep trying. One more time. If she knew her child, her grown son, loved you, then she said, nope. At a certain point, she goes, I had to put everything aside and say, let me give this one more chance. I need to get to know her. Even if it was only him telling her about you at first. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how it progressed, whether it was calling or coming over and dropping some hints. She didn't tell me that. She just said, at first, I was a little skeptical. But I said, nope. I saw where this was heading, and I had to just keep going. I had to keep trying. So that's what this card is about. All right. So this is the Five of Wands. And in this card, it kind of means exactly what her message for this card means exactly what this tarot card means. It's about having conflict and realizing that you have to agree to disagree and you have to respect differences. She said, I wasn't always the perfect mother-in-law. And I was like, who is? I'm like, that's what I said to her, June, who is? I'm a mother-in-law. I'm not a perfect mother-in-law. You just try. And she goes, sometimes we had our ups and downs. And that was okay. Because that's normal. I said, yeah, it is. It's like she was almost, the feeling behind these is that she feels a little bad that for those ups and downs. And I said, June, that's normal. Every type of relationship has those. But she was a little adamant. But I should have been better. I should have been better. I said, it's okay. It's going to be okay, June. All right. This one, very sweet card. Very sweet. The Two of Cups. This is about, and this is another tarot card that it's the true meaning of the card. It's about marriage, proposal, partnership with somebody, that deep connection with somebody, that love with somebody. That's you. That's you and her son. And I said, June, that's a very, very sweet thing, because that's how she sees you. But she does feel bad about this. Now, June's got her sense of humor. Not only with Anne and Edie, but she's got a sense of humor. Like I said, she kind of sees herself as the ringleader here. I don't know if she had a really strong personality when she was alive in your life on this earth, but that doesn't go away when they're no longer on the earth, if that makes sense. But this was an unexpected revelation. And I was like, seriously? I could hear her laughing. A shocking revelation will change your perspective. It's unexpected. And then, the very next card, breaking news. A surprising revelation will shift your perspective. Look at these two cards. A shocking revelation will change your perspective. A surprising revelation will shift your perspective. And she's like, she said, yeah, I could be a little stubborn sometimes as a mother-in-law. She's talking about up here, these two. She said, it will probably shock her to hear me saying these things, because I'm thinking all the way back when they just first got together, and I feel bad now, so I feel like I need to say something to her. But I love her personality. These two came out together. They're probably the only two out of a huge deck. So, and I'm shuffling and reshuffling, so two of these to come out together, one after another, that's quite amazing. They're basically the same card. Oh, but you will start to see like the message like she has for you. And it keeps going back to this. Bridging differences. Let me move these down here a little bit. Let me find the right one. Here we go. Right here, the conflict about you guys had an up and down relationship sometimes. Right here. Respecting differences. Bridging differences. And I thought that was all. I thought that's what she's saying to me. Like respecting differences, agreeing to disagree. But that wasn't all. Remember, we never talked about this card, growth. And I just waited patiently. Differences bring both challenges and growth. She feels like you helped her to become a better person. You guys could have lived across the United States from each other, and she still feels that way. And you may not even know this. And I don't know if maybe, hold on. Give me a second. Okay. She added about you being in her son's life helped her to be a better person. Growing through mistakes. Make sure I'm getting this right. That you had to learn through mistakes. And what was important and what wasn't. Sorry, that was a mouthful. Yeah, she's like, no, I have more. And the challenges that she's talking about with this is this. And I reassured her again, every single relationship has that ebb and flow. And hopefully we can get to the other side of that in our life where we can grow through challenges. And maybe that, you go down that valley. And this is what she's talking about here. The other thing she just told me when I paused was, I should have told her more of these. I should have told her this when I was still here with her, with him. And she doesn't necessarily mean in person. I can feel what's behind it. Part of her, remember this where she feels bad? Part of her feeling bad is that, how you kind of, sometimes you wish you had a do-over. That's what she's talking about here. It's that coulda, woulda, shoulda. She says, sometimes I didn't always say my feelings. I didn't always voice things out loud. I felt them. But she wonders if all the way from the beginning of you and him, if you knew, even though she said, I can be a little hard-headed, I can be a little stubborn, We had our ups and downs. She wished she would have told you more things, more information when she was still on the earth. And I said, well, you're telling her now. That's why she was like, she might be a little shocked. Because I'm a little hard-headed sometimes, so she might be a little shocked that I'm saying these. I said, you're telling her what she needs right here, right now. I said, it'll be fine. Now, you remember the card that I had in the wrong place? Right here, but I should have put it right there, right next to each other. This is the one that I said over here that it can be a little sad sounding, but there's actually a positive to it. And I know that sounds very weird, but this, I picked up a different deck. This treatment, this is about medical issues. It's about trying to treat illnesses. And this is one of the reasons I ask about how they passed. Because it would be so easy without that information to miss what she had for you in this. A lot of times they don't talk about how they passed away. That is not what's important to them anymore. How they lost their life in their earthly physical body. Not important. They're on this second journey. They've moved on, right? But this, she doesn't, or let me rephrase that. She said a different word really quick because I was going to say it wrong. She doesn't like what her illness, her passing away has done to you. I'm not sure because I didn't ask. I have no idea if your husband is still with you. But she knew in that hospital that her time has come. And believe it or not, I hear this a lot. If people are still aware, even a little bit, they know when their time has come. But because she cares about you, she doesn't like how her passing has affected the people in her life. And that's because she cares about you. She also recognizes that she couldn't, I always tell people this, she couldn't stop this for anything. She knows it was her time to go. She didn't want it to happen. Life is never long enough for most people. she didn't want to go, but like she couldn't have stopped this. What happened? It was her time. But she cares a lot about you, and she wants you to know that. See, she jokes around, and she can be very lighthearted over here. And even in this, I still feel a smile because I'm feeling the motion behind her words. I know what her point is through all this. This is her chance. If she didn't say it all to you when she was on this earth, she wants to make sure you know these things. That she wasn't always the easiest person to be around. Yeah, I don't know why I just did. See, people don't see my face. But I shook my head to the left. Like, I wasn't always the... You know, as she's talking, I'm mirroring what she's doing. And you can't see that, but yeah. I wasn't always the nicest or easiest person to get along with. I said, yeah, that's true of all of us. We all have that. Now, remember I just talked about the... Hold on a second. Oh, I knew I was missing a card. Sorry about that. I looked down and went, where's my angel card for June? But I got it. Okay. Remember I talked about over here, sorry for this jumble mess, about dreams and being aware of your body and the changes that happen very quickly for no reason. And they have very limited ways to communicate, to let you know they're there with you. Now, she's one. I don't know if you've dreamt about her or if you remember dreaming, because a lot of times we don't remember dreaming about certain things, right? That's pretty common. But if you remember any dream where she was in there, that was her. Dream. This is my dream card. When this comes out in this, as a medium, a reading for the medium, being that part of me, this is the card that says, I was there. If you remember a dream where I was there, that was me. It's one way that they can communicate, even if it's through a dream. You ever wake up from a dream and it felt so real? I've had them about my dad who passed away. And it felt so real. And you wake up and you go, oh, I wish that dream had gone. Wish I hadn't ended so quickly. Just know, that's them. And she wanted to make sure you knew that if you've dreamt about her, that's her. Now, I thought, well, all of their angel cards, one per each. And they're so different. But I see the message, right? Remember this? That she felt like it's so important for her to say these things. Her angel card is the forgiveness. And I just stopped because I can hear her. And what she's saying is, tell her I am so sorry for being difficult at times, and I'm hoping she can forgive me. She didn't go into detail, just like, she didn't go into detail of specifics, or even if you didn't even know if she was thinking something. For whatever reason, she hopes you can forgive her. And this is why I tell people, their priority in what they want to tell you is different than ours. People will ask me, why don't they talk about my siblings? Why don't... Because right here, right now, this is about you. It's not about siblings or extended family, or... This is about you and their personal relationship with you and the effect you had on their life. Now, I am going to move these because something went on in their reading, all of their readings. Sorry, give me a second. It's a lot of cards. All right. Now, those are 3 very, very sweet ladies that care about you to this day. And they always will. They're going to be in your life. They are all through. They still care about you. And they always will. And they're always going to be there with you. Okay? So, you would think that... Sorry, this is going very long. I apologize. But when you connect to multiple people with their own stories, I don't cut things off, right? As I was doing each one of those, and there's 5 different decks I used for the Anne, Edie, and June, right? Their separate message. As I was drawing those cards, I started to notice something. A card would come out, the first card, right? Give me a second here. A card would come out. And I knew instantly, had nothing to do with them. These cards, and I just kept putting them on a side. And I said, okay, these are coming out for a reason. So I'm just going to kind of do a wait and see type of thing, right? Now, this portion of it, there's a part of me that almost felt like they were helping to bring this out. For whatever reason. None of them talked about it. None of them gave me any information. I've had that type of thing happen before, that it's almost like the person I'm doing the reading for, such as yourself, like, the feeling behind it is, she'll know. Now, I have no idea if the scenarios that's coming out, I've got quite a few cards here, has already happened, is currently going to happen. Like it's already happened, it's currently, or this is something that's going to come about. I do not have that information. I don't mean to be cryptic, but I can't not tell you about cards that came up, right? Now, this is the first one. And I'm like, okay, this is the mice card. Let me do something here really quick, okay? Give me a second. All right. My lighting is so bad right now. Sorry about that. Okay. I'm just hoping you can see these cards well enough. Okay, this is the mice card. Remember those two and two up here? When this came out, I knew it had nothing to. It wasn't about the ladies, so I put it aside. The mice card. It's not a super positive card. Now, this is really going to sound cryptic. And it could be, the message behind this could be like this little fraction. And so I'm trying to be careful with what I say, right? The mice card, it's about like, almost like theft, debts, lies, problems involving that. I was like, okay, I sure hope I get some more cards, because, like, what in the world? Okay, then, let's see, okay. And I said, okay, hopefully some more cards will come out that will help to make sense out of this. So the next card that came out, this is my regular tarot, and the next couple cards are going to be regular tarot, and it does have to do with what the regular tarot card is talking about. This is like the Four of Pentacles, about money. Remember over here? Money. It just reinforced the money issue. And I'm not getting anything more. And I'm like, goodness gracious. Hopefully something more is going to come out. I don't like being cryptic in my readings, but I don't believe in withholding anything. Now this is another Pentacle cards. Another money card. Five of Pentacles. Financial loss. It's about money again. Then I had, and I just kept going back and looking and what the meaning of these were, hoping to make more sense of this. And another tarot card came out. This is the Justice card. And this is a very strong card. And it's about truth, fairness, justice. I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like, there's a part of me I didn't want to, but I don't believe in not sharing cards that come out. So I'm hoping you know what's going on here, because I do not. It was very cryptic in this. Then it was like, okay. Whoops. Hold on. I'm going to put this so that we can see these better. Then I got an oracle card for this. Hidden truth. Facts haven't been fully revealed. And in my head, I'm just looking, I'm going, facts about what? Okay, we've got money. Then we've got the Justice card about truth and clarity and fairness. And now we're talking about facts that haven't been revealed yet. Oh my gosh, Heather, I'm like, and if this makes no sense, I am very, very sorry because goodness. Now, another card came out that I was like, okay, the hidden truth, facts haven't fully come out. And then I got a card that I went, what? This is the cold shoulder card. It says somebody is deliberately distancing themselves, hiding dissatisfaction. Somebody has stepped away. That's what this card is about. Somebody not telling the full truth. The justice card, truth, fairness, cause and effect. And then I got my goodness. Okay. I don't think my screen's big enough here to see this. And then I got the delivery one. I'm like, what? And then it says inheritance. So we're back to, and it didn't necessarily mean an actual inheritance unless that's going to come about, right? Or it already has. But it's about money. Heather, I'm hoping this is not confusing you as much as it did with me, because I didn't get any additional information. Like I said, this might have to do with something that's already happened, is currently happening, or something that's going to happen. So either way, it would not sit right with me, and I've never done it, and I never will. If cards come out, there's a reason they're coming out. Whether it's just information that you needed or that you're going to need. But Anne, Edie, and June, they did not give any additional information about this. For whatever reason, these needed to come out. So, I hope you're not confused about this as I was, because it does sound very cryptic. But anyway, so for right now, we're going to put these aside, okay? Because I want you to focus on these three women that you wanted to connect with and how much they care and love about you, and that still are a part of your life. No matter how long they've been gone, they're still there with you. Okay? So, Heather, I hope I wasn't too confusing. Sometimes it's hard when you've got multiple people. And that's why some mediums, they won't even do it. But I've done it quite a number of times, so I kind of know what to expect and how to keep each person's message and story separate from each other. But I thoroughly enjoyed connecting with all three of these ladies. They made me laugh. They made me smile. It kind of tugged at my heart a little, in places. But the end result is they just love you. And they want you to see yourself the way they see you. All right? Heather, I hope that this reading with Anne, Edie, and June I hope that it's brought you a little bit of peace, other than the cryptic cards that, like I said, I hope you know what they mean. Um, but I just really hope that their separate messages to you were given to you for a reason. They know what you needed to hear. Okay? Very sweet ladies. Very sweet. And very honest, especially June, about her things that she would have loved to have done differently. All right? All right, Heather. Thank you so much in trusting me to connect with all three of these ladies. It was a pleasure. And I feel like I've met them, just through this process. So, all right. If I can do anything else for you, please let me know. If you need any additional readings or anything, especially about this little loveliness of cryptic messages, just let me know. Just reach out. I do general readings also, using a lot of different decks and everything. But I hope your weekend is wonderful. And thank you again for trusting me, having faith in me to connect with these wonderful ladies. All right. Thanks, Heather.